This is beef bourguignon, your new favorite beef stew. Welcome back to Food by Mark. I'm Mark. Let's make some beef bourguignon. Traditionally, boeuf à la bourguignon is done with burgundy, but I don't have any cheap cooking burgundy, so what we're going to be cooking with today is Cabernet. Start by cutting our beef into sizable portions. I've already trimmed this off camera, but you just want to trim up your beef real nice. This is a chuck roast that we're going to be using today, but I'm just going to get it into some manageable cubes. You don't want too small, you don't want too big. I'd say that right there is a perfect cut of meat for this meal. 2 tablespoons of butter while we season. Just gonna come through. Salt our meat. Give it some pepper. I'm cooking this on a medium-high heat. On this induction, it is 350 degrees that I'm cooking. Just gonna kind of toss these around, coat it up. Once you get to this step, all you're gonna do is brown up the meat a little. You want all sides of this meat browned. While the beef browns, a great thing you can do is prep everything. So we're just gonna come through on some cremini mushrooms. Cut them a little under pencil width. Doesn't really matter. These are Cipollini onions, I believe. What I did to prep these was peel them, which, believe it or not, is the hardest part of this entire meal, is peeling these little guys. Remove the top, and then where the root was, I'm just going to take just a little off, because you don't want the root in your meal. But you do want your onion to stay intact and not fall apart while it braises. That's all we do for that. I also have the next thing going in. This is half of a large yellow onion that has been finely chopped. That's going in there. And this is, I'd say, about 2.5 tablespoons of minced garlic. These carrots, I washed them, peeled them. I'm going to leave a little stem on for the presentation. On this beef, we have a little bit of browning starting. I'm just going to go ahead, flip them over, get the other side brown. The beef is browned up beautifully. Next, put in the 2.5 tablespoons of garlic. Half of a yellow onion, and we're going to cook this until the onions soften. It'll probably be 4 or 5 minutes. Something you want to do whenever you stir in the onion and the garlic is scrape the pan, or the bottom of the pot, a little bit, get the fond off. We are going to be adding wine pretty soon, so that'll help. And almost forgot, wow, could have ruined dinner there. I'm going to lower this to 275, a little medium heat from medium high, and just let that do its thing. The onions and the garlic have browned up and softened up real nicely. So next, go through with an entire bottle of wine. This will remove the fond, or the foundation for the sauce, from the bottom of the pan. And we're just going to scrape off those little crusty bits, the fond that has accumulated from both browning the beef and cooking that onion and garlic. The next thing we do is I'm going to make a little Bouquet Garni with thyme and bay leaves. I'm going to take half a cup 3/4 cup of thyme leaves. And also have 3 bay leaves I'm putting in there. The reason I'm putting it in this is that it doesn't end up running out and putting a bunch of thyme stems, leaves, and bay leaf crumbs in there. Now we're going to transfer this to a preheated 350-degree oven. In a large pan with a tablespoon of butter, you're going to add 5 ounces of some chopped pancetta. If you don't have pancetta or can't get pancetta, just use bacon, uncured bacon. It'll work the same. Same cut of meat. But let's get this browned up and we'll continue. With the butter and all of this oil from the pancetta, the pork fat, I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup flour. Whoops. We're just gonna kind of make a slurry with the oil and brown up the flour some. The flour is starting to develop this golden brown hue to it. That way we know it's time to add in 2/3 cup of water. Stir that around, make a flour slurry with the pancetta in there. It'll thicken up very fast, almost gravy-like. Look at that, little pancetta gravy. And you could use beef stock or veal stock for this, but I'm using some really concentrated demi glace, about 1.5 tablespoons. Gonna mix that in there as well. At this point, our beef and wine has been in the oven for about 20 minutes. We're going to transfer over this into the braising pot and stir it. Let's get this pot back into the oven and it'll have 1 hour and 10 minutes left. We're 1 hour and 5 minutes into cooking this. Went ahead, added 2 cups of water, all of our onions, mushrooms, carrots. Let's pop this bad boy back in the oven, uncovered, and I'll see you in 25 minutes to get things plated. Garnish with some whole parsley leaves, a little chopped parsley around the edge, touch of microgreens in the center. All right, let's give this a taste. Come through a little onion, some carrot, mushroom. Oh, that beef just falls right apart. Get the whole experience all in one bite. Man, that is rich. Cook this, you'll be in heaven. You'll love it. I really mean that. Give this a try.